There is one exchange in the blockchain world that when brought up causes crypto enthusiasts to hulk out with rage: Mt. Gox. Today we're going to take a closer look at its origins, what it's really done, and why it's so hated. In late 2006, programmer Jed McCaleb, also the co-founder of Ripple and Stellar, thought of building a website for users of the Magic the Gathering Online fantasy-based card game to let them trade Magic the Gathering Online cards like stocks. In January 2007, he purchased the domain name mtgox.com, short for Magic the Gathering Online Exchange. In late 2007, the service went live for approximately 3 months before McCaleb moved on to other projects, having decided it was not worth his time. McCaleb maintained ownership of the domain name, but it remained unused for some time. In July 2010, that changed when McCaleb read about Bitcoin on a tech website and decided that the Bitcoin community needed an exchange for trading Bitcoin and regular currencies. On July 18th, Mt. Gox launched its exchange and price quoting service, which allowed users to trade Bitcoin against fiat currencies and was one of the first of its kind. In 2011, McCaleb sold the site to French developer Marc Karpelès, who was living in Japan at the time. McCaleb said, "To really make Mt. Gox what it has the potential to be would require more time than I have right now. So I've decided to pass the torch to someone better able to take the site to the next level." It wasn't long before Mt. Gox began to run into problems. On June 19, 2011, a security breach of the Mt. Gox Bitcoin exchange caused the price of a Bitcoin to fraudulently drop to 1 cent on the exchange, after a hacker allegedly used credentials from a Mt. Gox auditor's compromised computer to transfer a large number of Bitcoins illegally to himself by manipulating the exchange with fraudulent transactions. More than $8,750,000 was affected by this hack. In order to prove that Mt. Gox still had control of the remaining coins, Karpelès moved 424,000 Bitcoins from cold storage to a Mt. Gox address which was announced beforehand and executed for all to see on the blockchain. Having the majority of its coins now in a hot wallet was met with backlash by many of the site's users. Sometime later, in October 2011, about 24 transactions appeared in the blockchain that sent a total of 2,609 Bitcoin to invalid addresses. As no private key could ever be assigned to them, these Bitcoins were effectively lost. These coins can never be recovered, thus lowering Bitcoin's total amount of coins in existence, since it is a finite currency. These were only the start of Mt. Gox's problems. Karpelès and his team proved to be inadequate to the task of running and maintaining, at the time, the world's largest crypto exchange. They also had to grapple with a new industry that was seeing rapid growth and constant changes that were outside their control. In 2013, Dwolla, which was Mt. Gox's e-commerce payment service, shut down access to Mt. Gox after new money laundering laws made Dwolla afraid to work with cryptocurrency companies. Mt. Gox was also sued in 2013 after a failed partnership with CoinLab, and the United States Department of Homeland Security raided the company in 2013 after they said Mt. Gox was operating as an unregistered money transmitter in the United States. All of these problems, as well as a few smaller hacks, led to Mt. Gox not having the required Bitcoin to fund all the withdrawals they received on a daily basis. Because of this, they began to stall, and many users were not allowed to withdraw their Bitcoin for weeks or months. With continued pressure from authorities and protests from users, Mt. Gox CEO Marc Karpelès resigned from the board of the Bitcoin Foundation on February 23, 2014. The same day, all posts on his Twitter account were removed. A day later, on February 24th, Mt. Gox suspended all trading, and hours later its website went offline, returning visitors to a blank page. A leaked alleged internal crisis management document claimed that the company was insolvent after having lost 744,000 Bitcoins in a theft which went undetected for years. Mt. Gox then filed for bankruptcy protection in Tokyo, Japan, and stated they had lost over 750,000 of its customers' Bitcoins due to hackers. Sometime later, the company found 200,000 Bitcoin in an old company digital wallet. These funds would be the funds that are now being sold off to pay back old Mt. Gox users who lost money. New evidence suggests that most of Mt. Gox funds were stolen over time from its use of hot wallets to store its users' funds. Marc Karpelès was arrested for falsifying the exchange's computer system information as well as embezzlement. He was then released on bail but is not allowed to leave Japan, and he has pled not guilty to all charges. The remaining Bitcoin the site had was handed over to a court-appointed trustee whose goal was to use the sale of Bitcoin to pay back the defrauded users of the exchange. With the increase of the price of Bitcoin, the trustee has stated that enough money has now been raised to pay everyone back in fiat evaluations, and the courts will decide what to do with the remaining Bitcoin. To this day, crypto enthusiasts still hate the name Mt. Gox despite many other exchanges being hacked and having massive problems since then. Mt. Gox, being one of the first exchanges with 70% of all crypto trading at one point, takes the majority of hate and will most likely always be despised among the crypto world.